And I also remember it was pitch black. There were so many trees down on the streets, virtually, travel was virtually stopped. To see those kind of winds in the interior was stunning.
Although the Pacific Northwest has experienced storms with hurricane-force winds since then, the Columbus Day Big Blow of 1962 became the storm by which all others in the Northwest are measured, and none have measured up since. I'm meteorologist Nick Walker.
All right, good story from Nick. Yeah, those storms in the Pacific Northwest can get really, really wrapped up, really strong stuff for non-tropical. Let's go over to Kyla now and take a look at the next 7 days.
Yeah, and today it is stormy, particularly in the south, and we're going to see a big trough start to dig in. What that means is cooler temperatures are going to come down, meet up with that warm air, and we could see the potential for severe weather kick off tomorrow. So your Sunday is the day to make sure you can get your watches and warnings. You can see the area on the map there in red. That's what we'll be looking out for. Tomorrow, we get much better, by the way, in the Northeast tomorrow, so enjoy that. By Monday, though, this system now starting to track through the Midwest, heading towards the Northeast, and again, potential for severe weather with it, even including tornadoes. So it's very important to stay ahead of this next few days. Tuesday, it slides right on over the East Coast. We'll have 70s in Boston and New York, but you can see behind this some very nice weather, 70s in Billings and Denver, 63 in Minneapolis. We'll see some rain from Seattle right down to San Francisco, but midweek, this isn't really moving that quickly. So from Chicago to New York City, still going to be a bit of a problem for you with the storms. But take a look at our Thursday forecast. We're heading towards the weekend. The West Coast looking really good. Still a little rain, though, right throughout the Ohio Valley to the northeast. Keith.
All right, Kyla, we'll have to see if the GFS or the Euro wins that battle. It's just a giant cutoff low on one of them. All right, storms are moving across the south today, but tomorrow an even bigger threat of severe weather shows up. We're going to track the worst of those storms, and we'll show you where you need to be on alert as severe weather fires this weekend and into the beginning of the next work week.
When your house loses power, it can be tough for your family. But not if your family has a Kohler generator. Restores power automatically in as little as 10 seconds and is backed by a 5-year limited warranty. Kohler generators. Keep your family flowing.
When the power goes out, you'll go on. Contact your Kohler Generators dealer today.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking 1 Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building, turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
This is just too good to keep quiet. PetSmart's low prices on your favorite food brands just got lower. Shop a wide assortment of food and now save up to $8 on select bags of Hill's Science Diet cat food. Plus, select cans are only 69 cents at PetSmart.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaf.
Grown in America, picked and packed at the peak of ripeness, with no artificial ingredients. Del Monte, bursting with life.
Started my Camry. Drove to her wedding. Did not forever hold my peace. The bold new Camry. One bold choice leads to another. Toyota, let's go places.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state. Could this thin, tiny strip be a breakthrough way to get immediate and long-lasting sensitivity relief instead of sensitivity toothpaste? Find out with new Crest Sensi-Stop strips. Just applied to the gum line of sensitive teeth for a quick 10 minutes. The special ingredient forms a lasting barrier that provides immediate relief and up to 1 month of protection. Crest Sensi-Stop strips, a whole new way to treat sensitivity. That's 1 strip, 10 minutes, and up to 1 month of protection. Satisfaction guaranteed. Life opens up when you relieve sensitivity.
Monday on America's Morning Headquarters, going green sounds great, but can you do it and stay high tech? Gadget guru Jen Jolly shows us the tools we need to go eco and tech all the way. Monday, 7 a.m. on the biggest weather hour anywhere, America's Morning Headquarters on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, a few passing clouds. Low 76. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
On AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
We'll take a look at this. Some sights from Japan of the impacts of Typhoon Vongfang. The strong winds caused huge waves along the coastline of Okinawa, and residents still bracing themselves as this storm continues to make its way through, now headed for the mainland. We welcome you back to Weather Center Live. I'm Kyla Grogan. So Typhoon Vongfang is making that steady track forward. Here's what we know so far. Naha City and Okinawa saw strong winds from Typhoon Vongfang. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, Vongfang is still the equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane. Now, they've also had to advise over 10,000 coastal Japan residents to evacuate. Well, this morning we have a close watch on what's going on with the typhoon and what it could mean for our service members overseas, as well as a lot of other action going on in the tropics. We're going to head over to Keith Carson, joining Dr. Craig Postel with the latest.
All right, thanks, Kyla. We're going to go through a bunch of different basins here, and we're going to get it all done. Let's start with Vongfang. Let's do it.
Starting off at 85 miles per hour, Typhoon Vongfang moving away from Okinawa. This is good news. I think the weather there is improving. The rain is moving away. The winds are gradually weakening. It's going to be windy there for a while today.
Sure.
The pressures are coming up. There's the radar picture, and you can see that, there we go. That is the what was once the eye wall, the worst part of the storm that has now moved on off toward the north. Rain-free skies are coming in from the south, and I want to point out at Naha Airport, the pressure bottomed out at 955 millibars. I thought it would be lower than that, and that's
okay.
slightly underwhelming.
It's okay. Yeah, it's like a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Now let's turn our attention now to Hudhud, which is actually a very big international story. This requires a lot of attention because it's a 125 mile per hour typhoon, equivalent of a Cat 3 hurricane, coming right into a highly populated area of the east coast of India. That would be Vishakhapatnam, and this is a very serious situation because we think there could be storm surge like there probably wasn't much of in Okinawa.
Sure.
There could be as much as 6-foot storm surge here. Wind gusts over 100 miles per hour. Windier, I think, in general than Vongfang was, and also a lot of rain as well. So there could be a lot of flooding too.
And it's just a different part of the country, part of the world. You know, Okinawa might be one of the #1 places that we think of as being well prepared for a typhoon. So it's going to be different when the cyclone now moves into India.
That's an excellent point. The infrastructure here probably not as well equipped as Okinawa was. And here's the latest radar, guys. This is very cool. There's where the center of circulation is. That's the eye. That's where the really bad stuff is surrounding that. That's the eye wall, and that is going that way. So in a matter of probably about 10 or 15 hours or so, it will be there, and that will be a big story. And hopefully they will be able to handle it okay.
And you know, we're trying to get resources out of that area and see what happens in the morning as far as what kind of damage they have. Hopefully, they did evacuate a lot of people, hopefully far enough inland. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Now with the technology of cell phones, it's a lot different than it was, say, 20 years ago.
Sure.
Where people can now communicate more effectively with one another and get out of the way. That's a big deal. So let's now go to the Atlantic side. Tropical Storm Faye, that is going to maybe pose some wind and rain threat to Bermuda in the tropical storm sense, probably wind gusts over 50 and some rain showers. But for the east coast of the United States, not really. It's going that way. Let's go to Invest 90L. I think
let's talk about 90L because the Europe.
Sorry. Let's back up.
Back to Faye.
My fault. We're going to try to go through this real fast, guys. See if you can stay with us. 70 miles per hour on Tropical Storm Faye. This is the one that's going to get pretty close to Bermuda, so they may have some significant weather to deal with over the next 12 to 18 hours as it closes in on them, and then slides pretty much by, I think, tomorrow morning. It should be gone and then carrying all the bad weather with it. May not get much stronger than it is right now, but still, 70 mile per hour wind gusts.
Yeah, it's something to talk about. It's a nuisance, if nothing else.
I think that's right. They're also pretty well able to deal with this kind of thing. So this is another interesting weather story. Invest 90L. You know what? Look at where these sort of arrows are pointed that way. Does that make you nervous, Keith?
It would.
It would, but with the 60%, that should make you think twice. Maybe this has a 60% chance of turning into a depression or a named storm in the next 5 days, Keith, as it heads that way. Are you nervous?
However,
the question is, however, I plotted the jet stream positions next week. Notice that each one of these models showing you basically a dip in the jet stream with a west wind aloft, a steering flow like that. So if you could imagine this system maybe moving that way and potentially developing over here, I think it's going to run into a west wind thanks to basically a consensus of models showing that steering flow like that would eventually turn this thing out that way.
All right, thank you, Dr. Postel. Could be an out to sea. Great for everyone. Awful for our ratings here at the Weather Channel. We shall see what happens. Kyla?
Indeed. Thanks, guys. Well, safety is everyone's first concern during storms like Vong Fong, and that includes those in charge of protecting the interests of multi-million-dollar companies. Stefano Tracchio works with FM Global. They help develop insurance plans to protect companies from things like natural disasters. And he says it's important for firms to have a strong risk management plan in place before the storm hits.
These losses can, of course, interrupt production, and it can take a long time to recover those productions, particularly if you're not prepared for these events. And it's not only your own facilities. It might be that you are dependent on very complex global supply chains. And if that supply chain is interrupted, then it can have a ripple effect across the world.
And a quick programming note for you. We're going to be on the air throughout the afternoon and evening twice an hour with updates on the typhoon and also on the typhoon that's happening over in India. So all of that will be happening right after the show wraps up here at 2 p.m. Eastern. Keith.
All right, thanks, Kyla. That FM Global is interesting. In my past life, I did some forecasting for them when I worked at WSI. I'm older than I look. You'd be surprised. All right, let's talk about a severe storm outbreak here because we've been talking about a lot of international stories. What's going on here? Well, some severe storms tomorrow, Monday night through Tuesday, and they're going to be moving across a pretty big part of the south and mid-south. So we're looking at a lot of populated areas here. It's all part of upper-level energy coming in out of the Pacific Northwest. We talked earlier, Nick Walker talked earlier about a record storm that had come in to the Pacific Northwest a long time ago. These storms are strong. Even when they aren't, upper-level energy sometimes comes down and creates this trough to the west. What you look for in severe weather this time of the year is a trough to the west, low-level jet stream, and moisture. We have all of those ingredients in place, so we have this boundary that's going to be moving through, and then we get the low-level jet coming in from a different direction. So already you're talking about a little bit of rotation. So severe storms have the possibility to drop some tornadoes and more than just a brief isolated spin-up. So we're going to be watching that through tomorrow night, Oklahoma City, Springfield, and through Dallas. There's your severe weather risk area, and then you correspond that to our TORCON numbers here. here, a 4 out of 10 in eastern Oklahoma. So, pretty decent numbers for this time of the year for sure. Southern Plains, 3 out of 10. Remember, that means a 40 and 30% chance, respectively, of a tornado within a 50-mile radius. Oklahoma City, a place no stranger to tornadoes, a Torcana 3 out of 10 tomorrow night. But we continue on Monday, and I think Monday is a big severe weather day because we got some cities from Memphis, Shreveport, Houston into New Orleans, the possibility of strong to severe storms, and our Torcans also there. So 3 out of 10 in eastern Texas. As you move off to the north and northeast, you've got Torcans here, a 4 out of 10 over northeast Arkansas and western Tennessee. So a pretty big area with a 30 or 40% chance of some tornadoes. We'll be watching that through tomorrow night, and then into Monday, and then into Tuesday. So this is kind of a long-term thing. We're going to have to continue to track it. Your Torcans here on Monday night in the 3 range, and it's extending all the way north into the Great Lakes. So I don't want you to think this is only a southern thing. It'll be into the parts of the Midwest as well. Kyla?
Thank you, Keith. Well, the latest on Typhoon Vongfong's track is still ahead. And back in the States, people from D.C. all the way up to Boston are looking at a bit of a wet weekend. We'll give you the latest details. When will it be out of there?
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, low 76. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Some question physics, some question gravity, and some even have the audacity to question improbability. With best-in-class towing and best-in-class torque, these are some of the bold new Ram commercial trucks built to blow your imagination. Guts, glory, Ram.
It's here, in your floor's crevices, that vacuums leave microscopic allergens like these pollens and mold spores. But the Dyson DC65 uses a self-adjusting cleaner head for improved suction on hard floors and deep cleaning on carpets, while powerful cyclone technology captures even microscopic dirt and safely locks it all in here. DC65 sucks up more dust, dirt, and allergens than any other vacuum across carpets and hard floors.
For the year. Hi, sorry, just want to say I bundled home an auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So sorry.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
This is Gordon. Downtown for a sales call. West Side for a presentation. Meeting after meeting after meeting. That's why Gordon stops at Exxon and Mobil for fuels that help his engine run cleaner, smoother, and with better fuel economy. So he can make it to the meeting that matters most. Gordon is energy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
That disease is for older people, not me. I take good care of myself. I'm active. I never saw it coming. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Pneumococcal pneumonia was horrible. The fatigue, the chest pains, difficulty breathing. It put me in the hospital. You don't want to go through what I did.
If you're over 50, talk to your doctor. You may be able to prevent it.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?" Yeah. I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief. Really? And that's it.
This is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
Well, we have new video as Typhoon Vongphone makes a steady track towards Japan's mainland. The typhoon has hit parts of Japan with heavy rain, causing some flooding and strong winds knocking down some trees as well. 20 people injured in the storm, thousands of houses still without power. Let's take a look at Vongphone's current track, and you can see it will take a northeasterly turn there. It's expected to hit some of the islands and then move into the mainland. At that point, the main threat with it will no longer be the winds, somewhere between 35 and 45 miles an hour, but it will be rain. 8 to 12 inches of rain possible over the southern part of Japan, and Tokyo could see a good 5 to 8 inches of rain as well. Obviously a very populated and dense city. Kyla?
All right, we are going to head now to Atlantic City, back stateside here, where the Northeast has been getting rained on. But right now, 58 degrees in Atlantic City. You can see gray skies, but the rain is pretty much moved out to sea. So if you had plans outdoors today, not great. But if you have outdoor plans tomorrow, here's the good news. The Northeast is going to be clearing out. We're already starting to see some of that now. In fact, take a look at the radar, and you can see just little spotty things making their way out. But a majority of the rain, there it is, way out to sea. But it is still tracking through parts of Massachusetts and Rhode Island, finding its way out. However, the worst of it certainly has passed us by. But as we zoom out here, you start to see high pressure is going to build in behind this, and that's going to help to reinforce the sunshine, the clear skies that will be on tap for tomorrow. So we track this through, and you can see temperatures there in the 50s as we get into this evening. The sunshine, yeah, the clear skies going to be coming back. So if you're heading out tonight, should be a pretty nice night, actually, once we get this rain cleared out. I like that when I get to give you a good forecast. And certainly when we head towards tomorrow, your Sunday is going to be great. So tonight, looking good. Temperatures, our lows will be in the 40s, so it's a little chilly there in Philly and New York. You can see 30s in Buffalo and Burlington, Bangor, about 36 degrees tonight for your low. We get into tomorrow. Here's that high pressure protecting us. Temperatures in the 60s, beautiful sunshine. You see to our south and our west, they have some rain, but again, that high pressure is kind of like that friend on your shoulder that keeps all the bad things away. And New York City, that's certainly what the case is going to be for you. So we'll get through today with our cloudy skies, start clearing out as we get into the evening hours, and then make your outdoor plans tomorrow, because it's going to be a spectacular day to be walking around in New York City. 62 degrees and sunshine. Now, Keith, I think that might be a good time to take a walk to Central Park, maybe do a little window shopping up and down Fifth Avenue. I can think of lots of things to do with a nice sunny day in New York City and temperatures in the low 60s.
You know what? I like all of it, Kyla. Also, it's interesting that your little friend on the shoulder keeps bad things away. Mine tells me to say dumb stuff on national TV, so we got different shoulders.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about football. College football, obviously big today. We got this new graphic. It's really cool. It shows you games that could be affected by a particular system. And we start off with the top 25 teams. Of course, this is the ones that matter the most. They're going to be a playoff this year, but you still got to be in the top couple to have a chance. Florida State, Auburn, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss with a big win last week against the Crimson Tide. All right, let's talk about this game right here, because this is a big game, and it is just to the south of the front. 2 versus 3, the first top 5 matchup of the season. 3:30. We just got an interesting note that Lightning has taken one of the receivers, the transmitters, I should say, off for the CBS affiliate there. So as it stands in Mississippi, you will not see this game on TV unless they fix it. Those engineers, high pressure, thunderstorms around. That's the reason they had the Lightning, and temperatures in the mid 70s. So we'll have to watch that game for sure. That is a huge matchup, and right right along that frontal zone with showers and thunderstorms. Here's another one. Crimson Tide trying to rebound off that loss from Ole Miss last week, playing Arkansas, unranked currently. 52 degrees, so they're on the north side of that front. Look at the temperature difference between 75 parts of Mississippi to 52 here, and some showers around. Rumbles of thunder possible as well. Going to Texas, that front is right here. Some heavier rain possible here in College Station, Texas. The good news here is this game's not until 9 o'clock. So we could get that front to kind of wiggle and some of the convection die down. So at the moment, we're going with a few clouds. Wouldn't shock me if we had a stray shower still hanging around. Ole Miss taking on Texas A&M, by the way, 2 ranked teams. So that game is obviously of interest there. Let's take you into Georgia here. Some showers and thunderstorms around Atlanta. This is Georgia Tech Stadium here. 22, that's what they're ranked, playing the Blue Devils. Good at basketball, not quite as great at football as it turns out. Let's take a look at the radar there because, even at the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta here, it's gone from sunny to rainy all over the place. Well, it's quiet right now, but here comes another line of showers and thunderstorms, so be prepared for the possibility of some downpours if you're going to that game. Kyla?
Yeah, we want the sunshine back. Thanks, Keith. Hey, Tropical Storm Faye picking up steam in the Atlantic, and storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel is standing by with the latest. We'll have the details for you when we return.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Be prepared for weather-related emergencies. Maglite flashlights. Turn your light on, America.
The perfect complement to any look is confidence. This week only at Men's Warehouse, select suits are on sale for just $179.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on just about everything else in the store. Confidence sold here, only at Men's Warehouse.
Sunday nights. When the wind blows. The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something. I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday.
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
A new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Tomorrow night at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Low 76. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
Are we still on for tomorrow?
Tomorrow is full of promise.
We can come back tomorrow.
And we promise to keep it that way. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
What a day.
Can't wait till tomorrow.
Cooper engineers its tires, not just for performance, but real life performance. So before you get in, get going. Get gone. You need to get a tire that gets you, because life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires and get up to a $70 prepaid card by mail. See retailer for details.
Since 1902, Carrier has been inventing new ways to make people comfortable. And today, comfort can also mean efficiency. Because being more efficient with your home heating can mean spending less on it. And that's something everyone can get comfortable with. If you're ready for Carrier comfort, now you can get cool cash rebates of up to $1,450 on a new system. Carrier, turn to the experts.
With diabetes, it's tough to keep life balanced. I don't always have time to eat like I should. That's why I like Glucerna shakes. They have slowly digestible carbs to help minimize blood sugar spikes.
Glucerna, the #1 doctor-recommended brand.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
We both had gotten way overweight.
And just didn't feel like ourselves anymore.
But now we're on top of the world.
And now with Fast 5 from Nutrisystem, you can lose weight fast. Lose 5 pounds in your first week or your money back guaranteed.
We saw results the very first week. Now all our friends want to know our secret.
The results are so motivating.
And all the compliments kept me smiling.
Together we lost
80 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Now we feel like ourselves again.
Order your 28-day My Way plan right now, including Fast 5. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism, free. And 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings, free.
I never thought I'd look or feel this good again.
I really love her new body.
You're not so bad yourself. Nutrisystem took our spark
and made it a flame.
And maybe it is because of the brand new bikini that I bought.
People ask us how we lost the weight.
And we just say, call Nutrisystem.
Don't wait. Call now 855-353-SIZE and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
Solution. Make the call now.
Call 800-718-6030.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tomorrow night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Some of the images coming in give you a good idea of just how strong the winds from Vongfong are.
Yeah, like these shots taken by the U.S. Armed Forces Network in Okinawa, showing several scenes from around the island as the storm was getting close to making landfall. Obviously has done so now and moving away. That is good news.
Right. Well, we do have our hurricane specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. He is with us monitoring all of this, not just, by the way, what's happening in Japan, but we've also got India in play and then some stuff going on here at home.
The tropics, Dr. Postel, all of a sudden, huh? Waking up. Yeah.
Someone gave him a wake-up call, I guess, right? Typhoon Vongfong right now, this is moving away from Okinawa. There, the conditions are getting better. The weather is improving. The system is overall weakening, and now it's an 85-mile-per-hour typhoon. Weakening still as it moves towards Japan will bring some heavy rain their way. Let's look at there's the latest advisory there from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Those numbers will come down, the wind speeds, as this thing continues to move on off toward the north. Here's the latest radar picture. There's Okinawa. That is where the center of the storm is, believe it or not. So as the center moves away, there really is no backside to this thing. Relatively rain-free weather. Still windy, of course, with the wind circulating around like that. But that's about it. And over the next 6 to 12 hours, conditions will be much improved. There it goes in the recent forecast. It takes the system away, bringing with it the rain. There were some places I do want to point out in Okinawa that got over 20 inches of rain. And in some places, the wind gusts over 85 miles per hour. So it did bring a lot of weather to them that lasted a very long time. That's the bad news, but the good news is now that for the most part is gone. Now let's look elsewhere in the tropics on the Atlantic side. We've got Tropical Storm Faye and Invest 90L. Let's look at those two one by one. Tropical Storm Faye is getting closer to Bermuda right now. This system has winds of 70 miles per hour, moving north pretty quickly at 16 miles per hour. So it's not going to be long before it likely gets close to Bermuda, brings some perhaps wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, which is why we have tropical storm warnings out for them. I think by later on tomorrow, this thing will be long gone. Then we're going to look at now Invest 90L. This is an interesting one because some of the models were flirting with this thing right here, this area of thunderstorms. The models were suggesting maybe it would strengthen and maybe move off in that direction, potentially get close to the U.S. That was a couple of days ago. Right now, we're still looking at a 60% chance of this thing turning into a depression or a named storm. And we're still thinking, at least for the near term, it's going to kind of go in that direction. So interest in the Caribbean. Watch out for the possibility of some stormy weather, heavy rains, and maybe some gusty winds moving through. But the question is thereafter, what happens? Well, it all depends on the jet stream position next week. Each one of these lines is a different model forecast of what the jet stream will look like next week. Got the Euro in there, got the GFS in there, got a whole lot of models in there. giving you the idea that there is a consensus of a trough on the East Coast with a west wind aloft, a steering flow about like that, which tells me, guys, that if this thing develops along that corridor, it's probably going to go northward and then northeastward out to sea. That would be good news. We will keep a close eye on that. Guys, stay tuned. This is a long way out. Still a lot of uncertainty in the forecast. So with that, send back to you guys in studio.
All right, thanks, Dr. P. Hey, we've been receiving new video and photos showing the effects of Typhoon Vongfong through the day.
But there's one view of Vongfong you could never see from the ground. Check out this picture of Typhoon Vongfong in space. U.S. astronaut Reid Wiseman tweeted the photo from the International Space Station. The eye of the storm almost perfect, and the size is just astounding. Hear what Wiseman had to say about viewing the storm from space.
I had gotten a few emails from friends, and they were talking about this typhoon, and my brother and his family live over in that area, so I had a little bit more interest in this one than I normally would, just because I have family there. So I went down to the cupola to take a look when we were going to overfly this super typhoon, and it covered my entire view, and the eye of the storm was so perfectly well defined. You could just look right down on Earth through the eye, and I just never have seen something that was so enormous and yet so perfectly formed in a typhoon. So really just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was cool. I actually posted the video that they had of when they were rolling by it yesterday.
You got to follow that guy on Twitter. Reid Wiseman is amazing. Forget about Kim Kardashian.
I know. Reid Wiseman is where it's at if you want the good pictures. Hey, we're finished, but we're certainly keeping an eye on the tropics.
Yeah, we're going to be here throughout the afternoon and evening and keep you updated with Hudhud and Vongfong.
Have a great day.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, a mix of clouds and sun. High 85. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, low 76. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Kylie Grogan here with a live update. Take a look at this. This is actually near India. Tropical cyclone Hudhud. They say cyclone, we say hurricane. Other parts of the world also say typhoon. Same weather phenomena. You can see this 125 mile per hour winds moving slowly to the west-northwest, but a category 3, I'll say hurricane or cyclone as they call it, expected to come ashore in the overnight hours tonight. So a lot of people there, big population, very dangerous situation here. We could see some incredible rain totals with this too as you see it move on inland and then, of course, dissipate as it does hit land. But look at what it leaves, 12 to 18 inches of rain in some spots. Then we're going to head over to Japan. Typhoon Vongfong, of course, that we were very concerned about our servicemen and women in Okinawa. Now, the worst of that has passed them by. The wind's now 85 miles per hour, but that will be tracking into mainland Japan as well, bringing a lot of rain and wind, but it has started to ramp down, so that is some good news there. We're going to keep an eye on it for you, though, so we'll be coming in every half hour to give you updates. I'll see you in 30 minutes.
See that big log right there, man?
Yeah.
Just drag that over here. That big log is actually going to be working as a lever.
So Creek says he'll make a simple trap.
Now here we got a little lever stick that is going to hook onto our number 7 notch.
There's no way us 3 knuckleheads are going to be able to do this.
For thousands of years, man lived wild, and our triumph over Mother Nature defined who we were. We were rugged, we were strong. And as we evolved, our ingenuity led to towering achievements. We secured our place at the top of the food chain, and now we have the waistline to prove it. I'm Creek Stewart. I'm a survivalist, and this is your midlife wake-up call. So get off the couch and come out to the woods. If you can survive a week with me, you can take on anything. Survival is simple. Just don't die. Another bitter cold morning. This week, I'm taking out 3 friends.
It's getting like -10 at night.
Yeah, man, I saw that it was going to be record cold. Like, it's never been this cold here.
This is not good. One of us surely will break our legs.
Although they came here together for an adventure, each of them are here for their very own reasons.
Hey, look who it is.
There you go, it's Creek.
Look at his gloves are almost as yellow as his vibrant hair.
Hey. How's it going? Morning, brother.
Matt's a 28-year-old. He's been so focused on his career that he's let his health go.
Probably should get a bike. Probably should walk more.
Hey,
Jesse. Jesse's a 27-year-old rider, and he's ready to get serious about his health.
Welcome to the biggest offender of my unhealthy lifestyle, and that's my computer.
Hey, it's Ben.
Ben, pleasure.